Three things God has taught me after losing my job. Number one, if he did it before, he will do it again. So I had to learn to trust God. You know, trust comes from experiences, right? Personal experiences that you've encountered. I'm a testament to how true my Heavenly Father's words are. So there has been times, like this is not the first time I've been laid off. This is probably, and if I'm being real with you, this is the third time in a matter of like 2 years that I have been laid off. And each time I can honestly say I was not homeless. I have food on the table. I was able to take care of all my bills. I'm a single parent. My son didn't lack anything. I've been through holidays without a job, being unemployed, and I still was able to provide for my son. And it wasn't on my own, and I know that. It was supernatural ways happening because I know there is a higher power that is watching over me and guiding my every move. So trust and believe that if he did it before, he will do it again. So number one is having trust, trusting God. Number two, and I feel like this might be the most important thing, but it's having faith, right? Faith, knowing that there is a higher being that is in control. Knowing that we cannot trust our own ways because we don't know what the heck we are doing. You know, they always say insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That is human beings because we always try to do things our way thinking we know what's best for us, but we don't know what we're doing. So in these moments, you really have to lean into God and let him take control. Let him do what it might sound crazy to us because we're human beings, so our mindset is not like we don't know our future. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you who do know. God knows. So if God is telling you in these moments, you are going to be removed from this situation so that he can reposition you for something better, trust and have faith that there's going to be an abundance of blessings upon you that you could have never imagined on your own. And in order to be transformed into that next level, you have to let go and let God. That's the true definition of letting go of not knowing what's going to happen next, not knowing your future. Stop trying to take matters into your own hand, thinking that you can manipulate every little thing pertaining to your life. You cannot. And you're going to stress yourself out. You're going to drive yourself crazy. You know, you're going to have like mental health problems. It's not worth it. It's just not. So in these moments, if you are in the middle of a storm, be still so that you can hear what it is that God is trying to tell you in these moments. It could be a lesson in this moment that he needs you to grasp on so that you can be repositioned for something better, like a better opportunity than before. But in order for you to get to that next level, you have to really hone into the lessons that are being taught in within that season, that storm, so that you can learn to appreciate and manage your abundant blessings. So number two is having faith that my Lord and Savior is in control. And then last but not least, obedience, right? Obedience. When you are in complete silence, it gives you the opportunity to be able to discern and hear what God is calling you to do. So sometimes it may be removing you from the matrix so that you can walk into your purpose. So for me, my personal experience, I was laid off 2 months ago. I have no income, nothing. But God had told me he told me not to apply to jobs. He told me not to submit my resume anywhere. And yes, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like I questioned it a little bit because I'm just like, man, okay, you don't want me to look for a job. You don't want me. So what do I do? And I didn't know what to do, but I knew God told me not to do that. So I'm like, okay, I won't do it. But I realized when I stopped thinking about like my next job opportunity, I started like praising, like listen to praise and worship music. I started listening to devotions, sermons, reading the Bible. I meditate in the morning, so I pray to God. I meditate. I sit in silence, and it gives me comfort. I feel like when you fill your head up with God's words, it's motivation that He is in control. It's motivation for you to know that you don't have to stress about your next meal, your next financial situation. Like, let it go. So I was able to get sovereignty. I was able to get peace from that. But I will say it's not going to be easy, but that's where obedience kicks in. It's like, okay, if God tells you to do something, trust that it's a reason for it. Now, for me personally, sometimes it's like, I don't like it. It's difficult because you want to know for sure that, you're going to have a steady income, but God is like, listen, you think you know what's best, but you don't. And He is love. He wants to pour into us, but we have to like be able to receive it. So in these moments, I'm being obedient. I'm not applying to anything. And honestly, when I was like listening to God's words and when I was like building a stronger relationship with God, I realized that He wants me to be an online minister. And I was like, wait a minute. So I started like planning some of the talking points, and here's like one of my first videos is talking about the 3 things that I learned about God during my storm. And so I think because we are in our last days, God is building an online remnant, and He wants us to spread the gospel. There is an awakening that is happening. There is evil forces that we must fight against. And so I feel like that is the reason why God pulled me out from my former situation. God is like, your purpose that I have for you is more divine. It's bigger than what you can ever have imagined for yourself. And so right now I'm just like, okay, I don't know like how this is going to work. We never know how God does what He does, but that's why He is God. But what I do know is God told me not to do one thing, so I'm not going to do that. And it's pushing me into something I never thought that I would ever be doing. But I feel love. I feel purposeful, meaning. I feel like there's meaning back into my life for what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to really cherish these moments and help God spread the word, help save as many souls as possible. So if you're one of these online ministries, listen to God. There is a reason, there is a purpose for your calling, but you really have to obey whatever it is that God is telling you to do during these moments. So yes, those are the 3 things that I've learned after losing my job. So again, number 1 is trust. You have to trust God. If you have past experiences where God has brought you out of your storms or through your storms, okay, you should know that He's going to do it again. So trust is number 1. Number 2 is having faith, right? And third, but certainly not least, is obedience. I want to just kind of open this up to you guys. What are your 3 things that you've learned in the middle of a storm yourself? If you've had a storm in the past, or if you're currently experiencing a storm, what are 3 things that you also learned from God? I would love to hear your comments, your feedback. And if you want more videos like this, please let me know in the comment section below. I think this is very necessary. It's something that I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily want to talk about, but it's life. I feel like no one's perfect. We're not going to go through life in a perfect situation. And if you are feeling lost in these moments, if you are feeling like you don't necessarily like belong in the circumstance that you're currently in, if you're feeling like you're out of place, if you're feeling like you don't really have, there's like no real meaning to what you're doing currently, then 9 times out of 10, you're not supposed to be there. Listen to that inner voice. And if you need confirmation, always pray on it. The power of prayer, whew, it is something like no other. I'm telling you, that is our magic. That is our tool, because we have divinity from our creator. So, yeah, I mean, if you feel like that, again, you're not supposed to be in that situation, and there is a purpose for you. But in order to figure out what that purpose is, again, I do encourage you to pray on it, really think about it. If you got to sit in silence so that you can think straight, or if you can, pray, talk to God, like do whatever it takes to hear what direction that God is trying to like push you in. And again, we have a God that closes doors, removes you out of situation, so that he can bless you with something better and greater. So thank you guys for taking the time to listen to me. I am new to YouTube, but again, I know I have a calling, and you will see more of me on here. I have a couple series. I'm going to call this series Real Talk Wednesdays. So every Wednesday, you're going to get like real talk from me. You're going to get like a story time, personal experiences that is relatable to somebody. I'm hoping somebody can relate to me. But it's going to be raw, uncut truth. And I hope it resonates with somebody. Also, on Mondays, I have a series. It's going to be called Motivational Mondays. So, it's words that is going to uplift you, that is going to encourage you to keep moving and pushing along. And I'm really excited for both of these series. Please subscribe, you guys, if you do like the things that I am pushing out, all the content I'm pushing out. A subscription goes a long way. I really, really appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe so that I can continue, being a servant to you all. Thank you. Love you. Peace and blessings.